question. Dear doctors, when I do overhand lat pull downs, the long head of my triceps will fail before my lats. Am I defective? No. That's actually common for quite a few people. It's usually common. It's usually my experience. And I got to tell you, if you're doing lots of pulling with a full range of motion, especially at the stretch, really going like this with your pull ups and pull downs and really stretching out with the rows, it is the long head gets so much work that when people do a lot of overhead tricep work and say, you got to hit the long head, everyone's obsessed with the long head, probably because that's the only head they know and they think it's some kind of mystical thing. It's like VMO, man. You got to hit your VMO. Like, what is
Oh my
VMO? Like,
God.
shut the fuck up. Why don't you name me another part of the quad? And they're like, it's like, exactly. Go fuck yourself. So,
VMQ.
yeah, I don't know. So the long head in most folks that are training their back properly will get so much stimulus from pulling, you don't need to train it by itself. So you can do skull crushers and things like this. You can do push-ons and things like this. You can do dips and things like that. But overhead tricep work, unless you find it has a really great SFR, isn't one of those things you need to do because the triceps are covered with a long head so well in pulling. So there's nothing wrong with you. And I would say it's just a great tricep workout. And if you just lay off the overhead tricep work and keep doing multiple sets of pulling and do some underhand work and stuff in ways that maybe your lats are pre-exhausted or actually just, first to fail, then I don't think you're missing out on anything. It's kind of like, hey, cool, this exercise also really stimulates this one super well.
Yeah, so your tricep can get conditioned to that activity. However, I would say if you're finding that you're leaving a lot on the table as a result of your triceps giving out, then it's worth playing around with some other stuff. And you might just say, like, that's just not a great movement for me for this reason, and my triceps just not quite conditioned to take that beating. And then, like Mike said, you can try some underhand variations, some close grip variations, maybe a neutral grip, stuff like that, and see if that works. Really, the ultimate question is like, could you be doing more back training, or could you have higher quality back training if this was not a limiting factor? And if it's not a limiting factor, then just keep doing your thing, and it's not a big deal. If it is, then it's worth playing around with a little bit.
Yep. Next up.